Well, how should we start this?
Well, I don't know what you... I know what I want to say. I don't know how you're going to introduce it.
Can we not have phones like that making sort of loud noises?
Okay, let me switch it.
No. Let me go put it next door for a second.
Okay.
And I'll come back and...
Put it on my charger.
I'll put it right on your desk. Sorry, the camera's running, so we
All
don't
right.
take too much time. This is just extra download time.
Absolutely.
So, the New York... It's making all this noise.
The phone?
Yes.
Well, you didn't switch it off.
Well, yes. I'll put it one door away from us.
Well, it's every time somebody sends me a message, it goes ping.
It goes ping. Wonderful. And it's rather loud, but then I guess we need rather loud for you to hear. Okay, so we had the New York Times article came out earlier. It came out today. Came this morning.
Is it? Right,
Yeah.
in paper.
Yeah, in print, because it came out, of course,
The
other day.
website came out, yeah.
So what did you think of it?
Well, I thought it was fair enough, but I was disappointed because when I was chatting to Bill Brennan, who wrote it, he seemed very convinced that orthotropics was that much different and, I think, better than any method. But he since then, I think, has talked to a lot of orthodontists, and he sounds to me as though he's not so sure now.
Well, I think he's sceptical, sensibly sceptical.
I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, it's important to be sceptical.
Reporters are not supposed to change people's minds. They're supposed to report the facts.
Yeah.
And I think he did. What I do think was unfortunate is that he didn't show one picture of just how orthotropics can change faces for the better.
Yeah, I mean, he chose that picture of Nick that I thought was just
Didn't show much at all.
No, actually, it was odd. It was an interesting photograph, I thought, from the perspective of how it could change facial size.
A little bit, yes. But
Yeah.
I mean, compared with the size of the changes we can get, I would have liked him to have shown one of those cases.
Yeah, one of them.
Where we did. I mean, even if it was an exceptional case, it would be fair.
Yeah. I mean, this is the whole thing. He goes on to make the point, and I want to get that point. He talks about these boxes of records he looked in. Now, a bit of an odd statement he makes. He says, in the basement of the castle one day, I came across 6 plastic bins.
Yeah.
So what was he doing wandering around in the basement of the castle?
I think
one day?
he asked me about it.
I mentioned there were the bins in the basement.
No.
But he says you refused for him to look in the bins.
I don't think it was like that. He asked me if I would look at them, and I said, no, there's no point. They're old cases, and they will add nothing to the research.
Yeah, I mean, and that's relatively fair. I mean, we've moved on a long way since those bins. And of course, remember that we do have confidentiality issues. You shouldn't just let someone start rummaging through patients' records.
Well, he didn't really want to. I think he thought that I was just showing my best cases.
Well, that's what everyone says.
Well, I do show my best cases, but I most certainly don't hide my bad cases.
Yeah, I think this is a big difference. And of course, I think what's really important, that doesn't come across really, is you've been asking for comparative research for how long?
Oh, 40 years.
Yeah. So, and you mean anyone, any orthodontist, anyone who wants to do comparative research, we've got an open request out there. Just, we take on 10 or 20 consecutive cases.
Consecutive.
In advance, so prospectively, and we watch how they go, because you can't do research without someone to compare it against.
And that I've asked for umpteen times since 1972.
And you did have that one with David Tobias, didn't you?
But that he didn't realise quite the basis of that.
Well, I think he refused to show the photographs of his cases.
Yes, he didn't think there would be a difference because he didn't believe what we do works.
And then he refused to show the photographs of the cases he treated.
And when you look at them, there was a huge difference between them.
Yeah, and so, you've tried, but I think it's difficult to get across. It's just how dauntingly difficult it is to do this type of research.
If the establishment is against you, they will always win.
Always?
Well, until the end. Then they lose.
And they'll lose. The bigger they are, the
It can be a long end.
Let's not hope too long.
I would love it to happen in my lifetime.
Well, before you lose your marbles.
Well, maybe, but what really worries me is the number of children out there at the moment who are either having their faces damaged by fixed appliances or being told they've got to have surgery when it's completely unnecessary.
I know. And of course, what the most important point to get across is what we really want is debate. Yeah, we just want engagement in the narrative, whatever that narrative is, whatever debate. We want fair, free, and full engagement. I think I have never had an in-depth discussion with any orthodontist of note ever.
No, they will not give ground, basically.
No, they won't give you the opportunity. Anyway, we were diverging. Yeah. But the other thing I thought was a bit strange was this comment about Rosie being bottle-fed with soft food for 4 years.
Yes, he got that wrong.
It was how long?
Well, I asked my wife, your mother, to feed her with a bottle rather than giving her soft food. Because I think that starts the tongue thrusts, which so many people have.
Yeah.
She complied a bit, but gave up after about 2 years. So it never worked anyway.
Yeah, but you were giving her hard food and bottle.
That's what I asked my wife to do. But
it was either hard food or bottle. It wasn't only bottle.
No, it was hard food or bottle.
Yeah, hard food or bottle. I think that was a bit of a misquote. So, and of course, what I've noticed on the discussion under the story is quite a people picking that up as if you've tortured your children. Clearly, you did torture your children, but I don't think we were experimenting in that way.
Yeah, I didn't see it as an experiment because I could see the truth. But of course, others wouldn't accept that.
No, such is life. And, clearly, you're never in control of the press.
No,
and I think that's very wise. You're never in control of the press. But, sometimes things do come across a little bit strained. Mind you, what we're saying is incredible to some.
Yet I really think that Bill changed his mind after he went and talked to the orthodontist, who said perhaps that I was useless.
Yeah, but clearly they said you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, some senior orthodontist. And I like Kevin O'Brien's comment, it's been disproved.
Yes.
I didn't quite know when did that happen. I wasn't aware it was ever disproved.
He's always saying that anyway. He basically ignores my research and quotes his.
Yeah, I would love. I've asked Kevin O'Brien. I don't know, Kevin, if you're watching this. How many times have I asked you to engage with me in any meaningful debate on any core subject within orthodontics? And you don't engage with me, but you put in comments like we've been discredited. The concept's been discredited. So discredited means we get the opportunity to debate that, does it?
No, once you're discredited, you're not worth listening to.
Yes, but I think we were discredited before we started.
Well, you could be right there too. I think that's all we need to say.
Yeah, I mean, they say all press is good press.
Well, it shows the public are listening.
It shows the public listening. It was a strange angle they took with this article that I think slightly belittles the enormity of what we're saying here.
Well, right. All orthodontists are damaging.
Yes.
You don't like me being so specific.
Yes.
But that's what I believe.
That's what you believe. And, I think we could prevent these problems. I think anyway, we're calling for open discussion. I'm calling for debate on why teeth are crooked. I think that's a very sensible debate to have. If we're treating 50% or more of children in some areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without the profession, my speciality, having any idea what the cause of the problem is, well, then I think it's fair to say we would have a debate on that.
Yes.
You tried this sort of 30, 40 years ago, didn't you?
I've tried everything, Michael.
Yeah. Well, there we go. But social media has at least given us wings and given us, Well, it's got us with this article with Billy in the New York Times.
Right.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll move on to get some proper traction, maybe a bit of debate.
One day we will be shown to be right. But it could be another 10, 20, 30 years.
Which would be a shame for you.
Too bad.
There we go.